Subject name?
Claire Parks.
Date?
November 2nd, 2019.
Awesome, Claire. So my name is Grace Kennedy. I'm just going to ask you a few questions about your preferences toward earphones. You're going to tell me what you like, what you don't, some brands that you associate with. Is that okay with you? Do you give me permission to videotape you?
Yes.
Perfect. So how familiar are you with earphones? Are you extremely familiar, somewhat, or not familiar at all?
Extremely.
How long have you known about earphones?
Probably since the iPod mini, so that was 2009 or something like that.
What is your impression of earphones?
I love them. I use them every day.
Can you explain a little more? Why do you like them so much?
Yeah, I love wearing them to class. I have AirPods, so I wear those to class. And just when I'm ever walking around, and I also use them in my room because I don't use a speaker because I like to use earphones to not distract my roommates.
That's really nice of you. Overall, how satisfied are you with the currently available earphones? 1 being not at all satisfied and 7 being extremely satisfied. Please pick a number 1 to 7.
Probably 6.
Okay, can you explain why you feel this way?
I guess my earphones, they die a lot, but I like how accessible they are, and like the invention of the AirPods to me changed the game, but mine do die a lot.
Can you name a couple of specific brands of earphones you like the most?
Yeah, I would say Apple AirPods. I've also used Beats by Dre. I like those too, probably.
Why do you like them the most?
Well, mine, they're just the AirPods are so like comfortable and easy to wear. I think that's why I like them so much, and it's just that you can put them in your pocket. And I guess now I can see why I would like Beats by Dre too, because they're wireless, I guess. I don't get tangled in any cords, and like when I'm at the gym working out, like when I run, it doesn't get stuck.
Which brands of headphones do you like the least, and why?
I've heard, I haven't really expanded too much. I've heard some bad things about that skull headphone one. I can't
Skull Candy?
Yes, Skull Candy, Skull Candy.
And why do you think they're,
I've heard my cousins used to have them and just said they're unreliable and not the best.
Understood. What specific features of currently available headphones impressed you?
The size, the look of them, like I think they're attractive, just like how they're right in the ear, and they're pretty comfortable.
What features of currently available earphones disappoint you?
The battery life.
Understood. What, if anything, do you find frustrating or unappealing about currently available headphones?
Probably the same thing. It's just the charging and the battery life, but I know that's probably necessary, but...
Understood. What occasions do you wear your headphones at?
Walking to class, at the gym, in my room, on the airplane, like when I'm traveling, commuting.
On those occasions, when earphones are not within your reach, what other but similar products do you consume?
A speaker, I guess, I would say. Like, I just use the Google Home.
How likely would you be to recommend earphones to a family member or a friend? 1 being very unlikely and 7 very likely.
7, I feel like earphones are just easy, and it's like kind when you have earphones in rather than like being on your speakerphone talking.
If you would recommend a set of earphones, what would you say to someone to convince them to purchase them?
You should really get headphones. I think you can listen to music easier, and it's less distracting.
How familiar are you with earphones?
Really familiar. I use them all the time.
Really? So for how long have you known about earphones?
Forever, since they came out. It's constant part of my life.
Nice. What is your impression of earphones?
I like them a lot. They're easy to use and just simple.
Easy to use, like, could you possibly give me, like, an example?
They're just convenient because they're small. You can just throw them in and
Alright, cool.
zone out.
Overall, how satisfied are you currently with available earphones? From 1 being very unlikely to 7 being very likely.
I'm probably about a 7.
Alright. Are there specific brands of earphones that you like most?
I like Apple and like Beats by Dre.
Okay. How come?
I like the Apple ones especially because they pair well with my phone and my Apple Watch, so it's just really seamless.
Cool. Which brands of earphones do you like the least?
I don't like Bose headphones.
How come?
They're expensive and they're like seems like they're not as high of quality as like Apple and Beats.
All right. What specific features currently on the earphones that impressed you the most?
I like how it charges really fast, and it seems like the range is really good too. Like I can leave my phone in the bedroom and then go like really far away, and I can still hear my music.
Mm-hmm. What features of currently available earphones disappointed you the most?
There's nothing really. I think everybody's manufacturing them well, and there aren't any issues.
What, if anything, do you find frustrating or unappealing about currently available earphones?
The price probably. I mean, it's pretty expensive.
Okay. What are the occasions when you use your earphones?
When I'm working out, when I'm walking the dog, when I'm driving in the car, and when I take like business calls.
Nice. On those occasions, when earphones are not within your reach, what would other but similar products did you consume?
I'd use my wired earphones that like come with your phone.
How likely would you be to recommend earphones bar to a family member or a friend? 1 very unlikely to 7 being very likely.
7.
If you were to recommend a set of earphones, what would you say to convince your best friend to purchase them?
You get high quality music, and you've got room to like move around because you don't have any wires.
If you were not to recommend earphones, what would you say to convince your best friend not to buy them?
The price, they're expensive.
What words would you use to describe your ideal set of earphones?
Small, fast charging, and affordable.
All right. Now that we've introduced yourselves, I will start with the first question. I will then ask you to respond. How familiar are you with headphones?
I'd say I'm fairly familiar. I probably have some on me right now, so yeah, pretty familiar.
Okay. For how long have you known about or used headphones?
I'd say in this day and age, I've probably known about them my whole life, or as long as I can reasonably remember.
Okay. What is your impression of headphones?
I'd say they're useful when you're walking around and trying to study too, or I don't know, working out. So kind of a necessity.
Number 3, overall, how satisfied are you with currently available headphones on a numeric or satisfaction scale from 1 to 7, 1 being not at all satisfied and 7 being extremely satisfied? And explain why you feel this way.
I'd say I'm gonna go with a 6 because I'm not gonna say 7. Just out of the fact that like I'm sure there's always room for quality improvements, but from my knowledge, I mean I don't know how much better they could get. They're getting wireless and everything.
Number 4, are there specific brands of headphones you use the most? What are those brands, and please explain why you like them the most?
I use Apple because it came with my iPhone and I still have them.
Okay. Number 5, for which brands of headphones do you like the least, and why?
I'm gonna go with like the Skull Candy earbuds because I broke those a bunch.
Number 6, what specific features of currently available headphones impress you?
I'd go with the new like AirPods, sound canceling and wireless, just all around pretty fancy.
Okay. 7, what features of currently available headphones have disappointed you?
I had a cheap pair of wireless headphones, and the sound quality was quite low, so I'd say it let me down. You can't get a bargain for the wireless.
Okay. What, if anything, do you find frustrating or unappealing about currently available headphones?
The nicer ones are relatively high priced. So that's about it.
Okay. Number 9, what are the occasions when you use your headphones?
Say going to the gym, walking around, studying. Just general usage, I'd say.
On those occasions when earphones are not within your reach, what other but similar products do you consume, if any?
Similar would only be a speaker, but I can't always use that because it's not appropriate. So.
Okay. Number 10, how likely would you be to recommend headphones to a family member or friend? 1 being very unlikely or 7 being very likely?
Go ahead and
On the
say.
scale.
Yeah, I think most family members own headphones.
Okay. So very likely.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 11, if you would recommend a set of headphones, what would you say to convince your best friend or a friend or family member to purchase a
a specific set?
Whatever works for you.
Just purchase them in general. I'd go ahead and say, for the sake of like, I have an active family, be like, hey, if you're gonna go to the gym, you can't play music out loud. You might want to go ahead and purchase these so you get really in the zone. But like, you don't have to play music out loud.
Okay. If you would not recommend headphones, what would you say to convince your friends or family not to buy headphones?
What would I say? Not to buy them?
Yeah.
Headphones really, as walking down the street and stuff, can really take away from human interaction. You can ignore people easier, you can accidentally ignore people. It just takes away from the camaraderie of being on campus, for our example.
Okay. Last question. What words would you use to describe your ideal set of headphones?
I'd say probably cheap with high quality sound.
Okay. What specific features do you consider to be the most important in an ideal set of headphones, and why?
The most important would probably have to be comfortable to wear, along with a good high quality sound at an affordable price.
Good. Thank you for your time.
Earphones.
I would say I'm very familiar with earphones just because I use them every day. So, class, study, earphones always in.
Okay. What is your impression of earphones, and could you explain a little bit?
For me, I think my impression of earphones just goes with my love of music, so they just kind of go hand in hand,
Overall, how satisfied are you with currently available earphones? And so from 1 to 7, like 1 being not at all and 7 being extremely satisfied.
I would say 7. Like, I have no issues with any available earphones at the moment, so yeah.
Okay. Are there specific brands of earphones you like the most?
I really don't venture off too much into the more expensive bracket of earphones, but I think Apple is probably best bet for me right now.
Could you explain why you like them the most?
I think it's just because it's convenient, comes with your phone, they're pretty cheap, easy to replace, all that good stuff.
Which brands of ear headphones do you like the least, and why?
I would say anything that's knockoff, just because the quality's going to be bad and all that, but
Okay.
yeah.
What specific features of currently available earphones impress you?
Well, those new AirPods, those are kind of cool. Just because they don't have a cord, I think those are kind of an innovative thing that Apple's brought to the table, so that's kind of cool.
What features of currently available earphones disappointed you?
Can't really say.
Thing do you find frustrating or unappealing about currently available earphones?
I would say not too much frustration. I think overall I've had some good quality experiences, so no frustrations on my part. Yeah.
What are the occasions when you use earphones, and on those occasions when earphones are not within your reach, what other but similar products did you use?
Jeez, every day, wake up, play music, go to class, walk my way to class, music, study music. So every day, if I don't have them, it sucks, but just keep going throughout my day.
How likely would you be to recommend earphones to a family member or friend, 1 being very unlikely and 7 being very likely?
I would say 7. I think everyone should have a pair of earphones, personally.
If you would recommend a set of earphones, what would you say to convince your best friend to purchase them?
I would probably just be like, question. In terms of quality, say I have a nice pair of Beats, or for example, and I would just be like, yo, these are really good earphones, quality's great, but overall for me, my recommendations wouldn't be that high, just because I don't really, like I said before, Apple's all I really listen to, so.
If you would not recommend earphones, what would you say to convince your best friend not to buy them?
No, don't buy them. They're not great. Move on to another brand, because there's so many out there these days.
What words would you use to describe your ideal set of earphones, and what specific features do